with a video timeline of the tragedy that happened tonight in downtown Dallas.
Okay, Chief Craig Miller is going to come in now. We're going to go back to just a little bit before 9 o'clock, between 8:45 and 9 o'clock this evening. The crowd had grown to several hundred, maybe 1,000, perhaps a little more. And then this all started. The shooting started just before 9 o'clock. Chief, let's look at this video. We see this video. This is, I believe, the El Centro building, I think?
Yes, sir. We believe so, yes.
Okay. So we see someone by the pillar on the right side of your screen. You see that image of that person there?
We do, and we see another person behind them as well.
Yes. Coming up behind them, it appears.
Yes.
Tell us what you believe to be happening here.
Well, it's not unusual in large major incidents for major police departments to put officers, whether they're undercover officers from the Vice Division Narcotics.
This can be graphic video, I need to tell you. This could be something graphic on air that we're going to see here. You see officers going inside the building right here.
Yes.
That's what we've been watching. That's not the beginning. That's not the beginning. That's what we've been watching here.
Okay, so what we're looking at now on television is what?
The end. We have not seen that.
Okay, here, Chief.
Okay.
We see a man with a gun behind this pillar. He steps out away from it. Now, this is going to be graphic video. He is clearly shooting and putting the gun down. It is a long-arm rifle. He runs to the opposite side. He has on a jacket, has on some light slacks, it appears. There's a trash can there in that pillar. Now he's kind of crouching down behind that. You see the SUV with flashers on?
Yes, I see that. And
seems to be shooting from a different angle.
yes, he's shooting. You can tell.
And the person shooting the video is up on a rooftop.
Obviously, they get shots that could be coming in their direction as well.
Yes. This is unedited, as you can tell. Okay, now, I believe we have him back in focus. He's standing there. There you see, this can be, here comes someone running up, shots are fired, he comes around the pillar.
Yes, it's obvious that the person who was shot in this instance, there's still shots going on, was unaware that the other person was there at that time. We don't know if one of these people is going to be a police officer. It's not unusual in a situation like this for a major event for a large police department to have undercover officers who would be in the crowd and commingling with the crowd so that they can give intelligence back to the people at the command center. It's quite possible that could have been one of those people in this, and the bad person, the suspect in this case, took advantage of them without them knowing it.
Who puts this type of plan of attack together, Chief?
Well, it's very calculated, and there's no doubt that a plan put together like this is orchestrated by people that want to cause a sensational reaction. They want to harm people. They want to bring attention to themselves, and they're cowards. There's no doubt these are cowards.
So one of the things that comes to my mind is we did not know, this event was not announced that it was going to happen until yesterday. And being announced just yesterday evening that this rally was going to take place today did not give anyone a lot of time to plot, plan, scope it out in advance and make decisions on how and where they would launch their attack. How do you explain that?
Well, but that lends you to believe it's quite possibly someone who's local, who knows their way around downtown, who at some point in time got the parade route. Knew where the protest was going to be taking place, not only starting but ending. As I understand it, this is near the end of the parade route where they would be trying to literally be picking people off as they came by. It's my understanding that in this case, several people were shot in the back, another cowardly act. Without having a chance to defend themselves, but I would have every indication to believe it's someone who knows their way around and knew the parade route and knew where it was going to end.
Wow. It is simply unbelievable. It's not like we don't know this can happen in any city across America, big or small, urban or rural, but that it is playing out on the main arteries of downtown streets in Dallas tonight seems surreal in many ways.
The most horrific act in the history of the Dallas Police Department took place just a couple of hours ago, but this will have repercussions and waves that go across our country. because this is such an act that officers who are performing their jobs and doing their expectation, in no way trying to harm anyone, but rather protect someone, were for all practical purposes ambushed and shot from behind, and cowardly acts committed against them. And this is going to send a message that police officers already know they're in a deadly job, but now police officers are going to be more suspicious than ever of their surrounding, going to have more of a heightened sense. We're going to have officers that maybe single-man elements will be done away with for a while. Everything will go to two-man elements.
And so for citizens who don't understand the language, a single-man element is one officer in a squad car patrolling, responding to calls by himself.
Right, which will affect response time in general calls, because officers are going to want to have cover. They're going to want to have a companion officer with them to help protect them. But this is a situation where these officers are just doing their job, and they're performing their function, and they're trying to protect the people in the parade. That was their whole and purpose for being there, was to assure this was a peaceful event, and it turns out that they were the ones who were harmed in all this.
Yes, it is now 3 hours into this nightmare in Dallas. Elm Street, Main Street, downtown Dallas corridor.
Well, and I can promise you, I cannot put into words for anyone who's lost a loved one can understand the gravity of finding out that you've lost a loved one. In the police family, there are both husbands and wives tonight who are just finding out that their loved one, the father or the mother of their children, are not going to be coming home. And when they left house today,
I hate to interrupt this.